Championship Sunday, there's nothing quite like it in our sport, where the hard work of days past culminate with one final sprint to the finish line. And that is exactly what we have planned for you today as we crown a 14th champion at the E1 Charity Open. We are coming to you live from the Payrom Club. And when we left you yesterday, it's not often we get to say that towards the end of the third round to when we start the fourth, or the second and third in this instance, that things are drastically different. You will remember, if you had joined us yesterday, Jeremy Boonchance, the Thai national, was a par machine. She had made 13 consecutive pars, finally got a birdie around the time that our broadcast finished. But what would happen after that first birdie would be another, and then another, and then another, and another, until she ultimately finished her 36 holes with the advantage of 2 strokes at 8 under par. That's where we find her right now. She is even on hole number 9, and she is far from the only player from the 60 that made the cut this week to be in contention for a $180 million payday. But is she ever one of the top stories? And you could go up and down the top 10, quite frankly, and pick a variety of players who are writing quite the chapter for themselves in the story of their professional career. EU Lean, 73 yesterday, but a 2-under start today means she's just one back. Lee Young, of course, the veteran. Who knows what it takes on Sunday? How about Pungmin, the wily veteran who has won on the KLPGA Tour more than just about anyone else who has ever participated in this series. She's only 3 strokes back in a tie for 6th position in what is currently a 6-person tie for 6th at 5 under. One of those 6 is Kim Soo-young, too. 71-69 and now 1 under through 10. The story of her 54-hole tournament so far. Her approach onto the green with the pin in the back right corner today means she will be putting for a birdie. Sogyo Reem is 4 under, and 4 under is the top score in the entire field on this Sunday. Started the round in 18th position, at least tied for it. She has already worked her way up towards a podium spot. She shot a 70 in the opening round, even par yesterday, had a fabulous stretch from 5 through 9 to pick up 4 birdies, and is 2 off the pace of this young woman, Jeremy Boonchance. Has an uphill look at birdie, left to right breaking putt. It's going to have just a bit too much break. And to be fair to her, as we know now, if you didn't 3 minutes ago, she knows how to get it done. That final 5-hole stretch. Pungmin is a 68 in the opening round. She was 1 under yesterday. She is even halfway through her round today. Muscle memory, even if it's been a while. You win enough, you know how to win, and that's exactly the case for Pungmin. Now EU Lean, after going over par yesterday, has 3 birdies already today. She's not quite going to make it 4 here on number 10. She does have 1 win professionally already on her CV. That came last year at the Samsungin Hangyang WowNet Open in October. One of just 2 top 10 finishes she had last year. Basically, when she's on, she is very much on. Lee Young, disappointing bogey. Didn't necessarily predict the amount of break, and it's been a rocky opening 9. Birdies at 3, 4, and 9 with a birdie at 1. It's a 38 on the way out. Boonchant for par. And it wasn't just that she was able to go bogey-free yesterday. The entire tournament, which is now officially 45 holes long, has seen her play 43 of those 45 without a bogey. As an even par 36 at the turn, just as she had done yesterday. Her advantage is 1. Kim Soo-ji has a chance to move into the runner-up position. A 5-meter putt for birdie, breaking early right to left. Short finish. Rolls in the par at the par 3. Soo-Yi and her Sunday Reds. Even par at this point in the tournament until hole number 10, where she drops a stroke for a 3rd time today. She goes down to 4 under. Kim So-Yoon 2, an uphill putt for birds. She knew this was going to move. ENG tapped the pin, landed on the green level with the flag, and skips and rolls off the back into the rough in behind. This is Sogyo Reem, tee shot at 14. She's gone with a 7-iron. Middle left, the pin today, almost exactly where she ends up. Pungmin-ji will have some company in that hillside rough. Over at the par 5 12th. Downhill putt, it's not going to need much in the way of speeds. She starts and finishes on line. Round so far for our leader, the slimmest of leads at 1 stroke. .351 meters this par 4 10th. She has 1 title in the country on the Dream Tour, winning in Indonesia a year ago. I beg your pardon, that was earlier this season, 2026, the Indonesia Women's Open. Her first professional win since 2022. When she won on the Futures Tour, the Epson Tour. A couple of top 10 finishes on the LPGA in 23 and 2024. Looking for the first jewel in her KLPGA crown. Just missing out on the fairway. Won't be one in regulation. Skips and rolls into the rough out to the left. Picking that up and placing it on the green. The line looks really good. Excellent skill with the wedge. A really tough pin placement on Sunday, as you might expect it to be out in the corner. You get too aggressive with it, of course you are inviting the rough to come in. Now Dayan, also wearing her Sunday red today. Bit more carry. She caught that very pure, and she's at risk of rolling down the slope on the other side of the pin. Sometimes you can be too strong in this sport, and that's exactly what had happened there. Close call. No birdie there, and now par is in jeopardy. This is certainly jeopardy for Dayan. 3.5 meters. Will break left to right. Starting up the hill, so she'll need to be firm. Get online. Lips out. That is the first time all day that she has not parred, relinquishing a stroke on hole number 10. Kim Ji-yeon 2, 98 meters on the 13th. Front right located pin today. Min-ji from off the back of the green, she gets up and down to save a par. She's got her game face on. Back-to-back pars, and we will return to the par 4 11th EU lean. Has made 4 of her 7 cuts this year, has yet to finish in the top 10. Her best result was tied for 23rd at the Siena Open all the way back in April. Min-ji away with the driver. Right down the middle. Part of the 2 par 5s on the front. Started the round with a bogey. Was able to recover that stroke on hole number 7. Boon-chan. 138 meters out on 10. Needs to get all the way to the back left corner. Just like that. Marvelous. And the tip of the visor. That is championship pedigree stuff, most certainly. And 20 minutes into our third and final round here at Payram. The slimmest of leads we could possibly have on Sunday. Jeremy Boon-chan, 1 stroke from EU lean. So Gyorim and Kim Soo-ji tied for 3rd right now. Ko Chi-yu, Kim Ji-yeon 2, Pang Min-ji, Kim So-yoon 2, Lee Dae-yeon and Han Chi-won. 5 players tied to round out the top 10 on a Sunday in Yeoju. 1:24 p.m. local time in Yeoju. This is the final round of the 14th E1 Charity Open. Anyone's guess who's going to take the crown. We should have our answer in the next 90 minutes to 2 hours. Started with a gigantic field of 142 players. Whittled that down to 60, and now realistically, our champion will likely come from the top 10 right now at this stage in the tournament. You could confidently put her in the contender category. Kim Soo-ji, she drops the 3 back if she misses this par putt, but from that short distance, it is hardly any trouble. Lee-Dae-yeon now wrestles that up, trying to get it to stay up the hill. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. She rolls most of the way back to the front of the green. Now Boon-chan, for her first birdie of the round, would be the perfect way to kickstart the back 9. Maybe, just maybe, the yips. A little nerves. A putt from that distance she has been absolutely automatic on throughout the week. But like everyone else in the field, she is human. And that is a wasted opportunity to extend the advantage to 2. Second putt par. As we rejoin Peng Min-ji. She's missed 2 cuts from her 6 events this season. She does have a top 10 finish. It was at the second Stuck-Shin EPC Championship, another 54-hole affair. And that was vintage. Should she find a way to do it, it would be the elusive 20th victory on the KLPGA Tour that she has been seeking for some time now. Par confirmed for Jeremy Boon-chan. Kim So-yoon, 2 after 2 strokes at the par 5, finds herself having just rolled into the rough. That'll be about 4.5 meters away as she looks to get up and down for par. You don't win if not every single part of your game is working to some degree. From driver straight through to the putter. Lee-Dae-yeon with a long climb back towards the flag. Made the decision to keep it in. So that will be removed to finish off the hole in mere moments. This is not fun for Sogyo Reem. Flies that half the distance from the start of the fringe and the pin. That will be the remaining distance on a putt to save par. Nick here would take Peng Min-ji within 2. A small chance, but a chance nevertheless at 5.4 meters. Will break top to bottom. Wave the white flag pretty quickly. She wanted to be crystal clear and sure on the plan with her caddy. The aim points 5.1 meters. Kim So-yoon 2 for birdie. A little extra studying wasn't enough to get her over the line. Chen Ye-sung, her second and 13, lands it short, trying to stay close to the front. Even then, she'll run most of the way to the back fringe. Jay Bond at 103. We know exactly where she needs to aim and where she needs to avoid. That's pretty special. Stops it pin high with a little backspin. Wonderful wedge shots. Sogyo Reem trying to avoid bogey to stay within 2. She is going to just hang on. This is Lee-Daeyeon's putt to avoid bogey, nice and close. Nothing dramatic about that one. After the bogey, I'm sure she is A-okay with that scenario. Back with the Yulin, 214, her second shot here at the par 5. Not quite able to reach in 2, but she's close. She started this right, expecting it to come back. It really moves at the end. Certainly a high level of difficulty on that putt. Punchy one here at 11. Have the depth on the green. And from our perspective up with the drone, you can see just how much of a dramatic change of elevation there is from backside to front side. Can't count it in regulation, but it's essentially going to play as a fairway shot. Maybe just needs a little bit more power. A bit of a peculiar skip as it lands on the green and bounces to the left. Great to see the sun back out for Championship Sunday, as we were about 10 minutes ago. The difference is the return of 3 players tied for thirds. Top 2 spots, 8 under, 7 under, remain unchanged. Back in 3 for more from the final round of the E1 Charity Open.
예, 제가 하고 좀 저 할래 했어요.
And welcome back. Jay Bunn with the birdie, her first of the back nine.
몇초 안 남았네요.
Tries to inch her way ever closer to the top 10. Kim Soo-ji's at 12. And this has some late break to it. And it's going to get an absolute eruption from the gallery. 2 early 9 birdies. Second hole on the opening. And starting the back 9 with one Lee Ga-young, who for a large chunk of the day yesterday owned the top spots. Using the pitching wedge to close the distance from 30-35 to 4 or 5. Jeremy Bunchan is going to have another. Second of the day and first of the back 9. Extends the advantage to 2 strokes, and in the final group, she controls her own fate. It is the best position to be in on Sunday. Kim Soo-ji from the opposite corner fringe. Rolls that on past the flag. Sogyo Reem off the tee of the par 3 short. Avoided the worst of the tall grass and greenside hazards. Just needed to get that on the green, whatever it took. Lee now to try to keep pace. 4.2 meters, right to left breaking, and perfectly read. Give her 4 birdies now today, and keeps herself within 1 stroke. Can we keep the good times rolling? Why not another? Short par for Kim Soo-ji at 12. We'll carry that score over one more hole. And she won with a disappointing miss. That's going to cost her a shot. Dayan with the 3-wood, it looks, from the rough. 231 to the pin. Trying to take as much club as possible to force that down the fairway. A lot of players would not be, maybe to say not brave enough is the wrong way of putting it, would be more risk averse as to not pull out that big club from that position of the rough, downhill or not. What type of momentum can she build off that birdie? She's up against, caught in between a rock and a hard place after that drive into the rough. Ji can't quite pop out of the hill and into the skirt of fringe, or skirt of fairway before the green. Away goes Kim Soo-ji. She does not look thrilled by it. Just one bounce in the fairway and skipping out towards the rough. She is well short of the sand trap. Doesn't mean she's going to be adoring the outcome. Not the only one struggling to navigate a narrower, but certainly not the most narrow stretch of fairway off the tee. Outside of 10 meters, this is Kim So-yoon 2. Gave it a really good effort. And absolutely miraculous from Ideon. I mean, we're talking centimeters away from an eagle. Grabs one of the highest angled clubs in her bag. And as if there was a magnet pulling that ball towards the pin, she delivers her most magical shot of the round so far. Didn't need to do much at all, did she, to confirm that birdie? Well, not quite as exhilarating, but still very effective from that position. It's a very rare angle to see basically grass level at the edge of the bunker, just how steep it is if you find yourself unfortunate enough to end up there. This should start right to left braking just based on where she is on the slope. I mean, that is a solid A grade on that putt. We're going to get friendly with the camera operator with two approaches directly at them. Kim Soo-ji going to about 8 meters away. Not quite as far for Peng Min-ji on this putt for birdie. 3 meters to move within 3. Those are the fine margins that once upon a time she was absolutely on top of. Is that going to dribble through? Not all the way. But a very good second shot. The hybrid does its job. And G1 really went for some extra torque, moving her core and her hips through that shot, giving it everything. And she might have pulled something by trying so hard for that little extra to set up a potential eagle. And that takes us to the end of hour number 1. Jeremy Bunchant and Iulin each picking up birdies in the last 10 to 15 minutes, meaning the gap between the two of them remains the same, but their score improves with the Thai National one away from reaching double digits under par on a beautiful Sunday afternoon in Yeoju. Hour 2 of the final round of the 14th E1 Charity Open. It begins with EU Lean and a gargantuan putt. In seek of the most unlikely birdies, or in search, pardon me, of the most unlikely birdies with the realistic proposition. Looking to set up a par. Jeremy Bunchan. Once again showing off the strength of her wedge play this week. A beeline for the pin. Perfect speed, perfect line, and Sogyo Reem on her penultimate hole adds a second birdie on the second 9 and moves into outright third position, 2 strokes back. Her chances are in the single digits in terms of percentages, but she's opened the door just a little bit wider. The Hunchy 1 from off the green. She's going to stop about 4 meters short. Here comes the break. Oh, that is a fabulous job from Kim Soo-ji. Great foresight. Kim Soo-ji taps in the par to stay at 6 under, 3 back. With a heart-twisting miss. Great opportunity for birdie. Something about the red shirts of her and Jeremy Bunchant affecting the short game play in a positive way. Hanchi 1, that's just a misread. Jeremy Boonjan back-to-back birdies, and there she goes to 10 under. Always so fascinating to compare and contrast how different players handle the different emotions of being the leader. Are they keeping their emotions to themselves, trying to stay focused, not letting the highs and lows be visible? Or are they like today's leader? She is celebrating every moment of this ride. Coach Yu, this is the round so far. 3 bogeys, 4 birdies, and an eagle at 12. She will be hoping that this is her final putt of the afternoon. If it's a birdie, she would go to 6 under. It's not going to be enough for a win, but what it does show is some resilience. 71-71, and today is 68. She is currently tied for 4th at the end of her 54th hole.
플레이 중이에요.
Yesterday when she started a run of birdies, it lasted 5 consecutive holes. She is at 2 now, and it has started much earlier on the West Course. In a line, one in the rough, one on the fringe, and one on the green. Kim Soo-ji, the last to tee off. Dayan, it's not the first time today that she has had a puzzling missed putt for birdie, but it is coming at a costly section of the tournament. The flag is at a lean, surrounded by the orange bleachers. An excited gallery, ready to welcome in the fields over the course of the next hour and 15 minutes or so. Jeremy Bunchant through the first of 2 par 5s on the back nines. 6 holes to play to try to cement her first KLPGA Tour victory. And that most recent birdie at 12 gives her a 2-stroke advantage. Sogia Reem just on the approach. She is on the green at 18, sitting in sole possession of third, up 15 positions. One of the stars of Sunday here at Peyra. Jeremy Boonchant had benefited from the reduction in distance of hole number 12. 512 meters for the first 2 rounds. It was dropped to 447 today. He picked up consecutive birdies, but now she's in some trouble, and it started with her tee shot. 2 in, she's off the green, and this is where that buffer becomes increasingly important. Kim Soo-ji currently tied for 4th. Will likely need to use the fringe to slow her down, just as she's done. She went much further than that. She would have been almost certainly past the pin. It was a very thin razor's edge landing point. Park Yang-young, the defending champion, she is officially through her 54 holes. Last year she won with a 16 under score. It is 214 strokes through 54 holes this year, and she of course drew plenty of attention this week, and nice for her to get one final moment in the sun. Yulin also underhits this. She was putting from the fringe. So that's what's left for par. Unfortunate one. Sogyarim can't hardly believe it. And one more opportunity to pick up some strokes. It's not a bogey, but it will kind of feel like one based on the context. Had 6 birdies and just the 1 bogey at 11 today. A 67 in the final round, far and away her best round of the week. Now Kim Soo-ji with a bit of a Hail Mary trying to avoid a bogey. Despite being in a perilous position in the sand trap, Jeremy Boonchant, who we could hardly see when she addressed the ball, shows the composure of a champion, relying on many years of experience. Arguably the most impressive sand save we've seen all week long. And this is where she gets to reap the benefits. Despite missing the fairway, then missing the green in regulation, she still walks out with a par. And so the only one in the group to manage a birdie here. It's a well-managed hole. So now 4 birdies on the day. Young with over a foot left. She'll mark. Still at +1 for the round. Eileen two back trying to stay there. And she has her par at 14. Kim Soo-ji, that's going to be a double bogey. Ideon arrives on the 14th tee, the first of 2 par 3s, of course, on the back 9, and they come quick at 14 and 16. She almost got the friendly roll back down. It's almost feeling like an intentional strategy at this point. The frequency that we are seeing those putts off to the left. That was almost a painful shin injury for the supporter up on the hillside. No one expecting to get so closely acquainted with Eileen. Okay, down to 5 holes remaining. That's it. 2 par 3s, 2 par 4s, and a par 5. Jeremy Bunchant, our leader by 2 strokes. See you lean 1 hole further along. So Gilream in the clubhouse with a 67. Coach Yu is in with a 68. And at this point, those are the challengers for the podium positions. Lots to still sort out from P11 and beyond. And we'll aim to do just that over the next hour here at Payron. And welcome back. Pengmin-ji gets us started. Her even par score today has her at 5 under. Par here has her coasting towards another top 10 finish. It would be her second of the year, even if when she arrived at Payram Club this morning, she might have let herself dream for more than that. The only thing that could have made that approach better, if it was just a little bit quicker and could have rode up the hill straight at the flag. It's very well done by Yulin. Sometimes I am happy to offer the commentary duties to the gallery because they certainly are bringing the excitement. Lee Daeyeon with a birdie to go to 7 under. She's tied for third once again. From Kim Soo-ji and Jeremy Boonchance. Green is clear and a green light to start the 14th hole. This is looking good. The tip of the cap from Jae Reem. Gets her back to even par for the day. 2 under where she finishes the tournament. Currently, that's tied for 21st position.
Shot.
Down the center stripe of the fairway. It's a fabulous tee shot at the par 4 from Lee Daeyeon. Nice on at 14. Beg your pardon, this is, yes, 14 with Lee Daeyeon. Still +1.
자, 플레이할게요.
And she won onto the green. 2:36 p.m. local time in Yeoju. Means we're down to just 4 tee shots unless a playoff is required, and we can't rule that possibility out right now, even if it looks like this tournament is going to finish tie. Not tied, but tie. Jeremy Boonchant of Thailand leading by 2 strokes. Kim Soo-ji's initial offering is off the mark. A lengthy second shot for Boonchant. It's going to tail back into the left. The gallery is already shouting nice par. I think they're on to something. And maybe that supporter can tell the future, and if so, we should ask for the lottery numbers. But yes, it was a par for Boonchant. 2 strokes up, 4 holes to go. Yulin unable to pick up a birdie on the 15th hole. The math still works for her, but she needs some combinations of Boonchant's bogeys and birdies in the final run-in. Uphill putt for Miga Young. Friday, she's making that putt. Today, she's just been up against it. acknowledging the gallery, who acknowledge her effort and her birdie. And she moves up to 5 under par and joins Ziga Young, tied for 7th position. It's been one of the several keys to her success this week, the driver. It's another good one to get on the green. Tee shots in general, I should say. Top drawer stuff. Couldn't get it to slam on the brakes in time. Just about here, a pin drop for Jeremy Bunchant. And this is the part of the course that she absolutely dominated yesterday with 5 birdies on the way in. Opportunity to gather some of the clips from some of the players that did a lot of their work outside of the spotlight. This walk down memory lane includes that birdie from Kim Na-yeon. This tee shot from Hong Jin Young 2 on the par 3 14th. Not necessarily going to bring the house down, but gives us a few more examples on what was done. None may be better than this putt. Cresting the hill and starting and remaining perfectly on the line. Kim Ga-wee, even par after 53 holes. Pulls a rabbit out of her hat on the 54th and final. Yoon Sua also putting on 18. This for a birdie for 3 under, but unfortunately it would be ever so slightly a miss. Slightly underhit putt, ever so slightly. Putt from pretty well the boundary with the rough. It's very well judged by Bergman-G. Some veteran savvy. So he couldn't come up with a putt to go under par again, which would have led her to a position to share third. Mata Som ends the tournament with the birdie. 1 under is her final score after 54 holes.
하겠습니다.
Dayan finishes. And it's all smiles. Back at 16, Yulin trying to stay 2 back on her final par 3 of the tournament. She's down 2 and down 2-2. And a big roll for Bang Min-ji as well. And she digs in, really awkward stance with her feet about 2 feet above the ball. Decent try, all things considered. Not the area of the green where she would have wanted to be. Now Iga Young just about claimed by the bunker as well. .138, Jeremy Boonchant looking for the back right corner, splitting the 2 bunkers. Get up on the hill, which side will it roll, if at all? She'll come down a little bit, maybe more than a little bit. She's found that valley. Okay, that takes us to just about the 3 p.m. hour, which will be our final hour this week on the KLPGA Tour. Yulin down to holes 17 and 18. She trails by 2. She needs some combinations of birdies from her and bogeys from Jeremy Boonchant. But this is the Thai golfer's favorite part of the course, and she is cruising right along towards the title here at Payram. Not what we wanted to see from Lee Young coming back from the break. Not what Lee Young wanted to see from Lee Young coming out of the break.
Okay.
네, 하겠습니다.
She's cruising for P2. She's not mathematically out of it yet, though she is running out of time. So we go back to 15. A chip from Han Chi-won to the north side of the hill and down to about 2.5 meters in what will be a putt for par. Lee Young's on the tee at 16. (142 meters), the second shortest hole on the course. And the downhill makes it play even shorter. Well, this would just about tie a bow on the tournament if somehow Jeremy Boonshot can reach deep into her bag of tricks and pull out a birdie here. She had been trying to save a par. Broke the opposite way at the end of the putt. Chen Ye Sung has to settle for a par. It's a 72 in the final round. She finishes just outside of the top 10. Another par secured and down to 3 with a 2-stroke advantage. Chung So-hee's approach on her final par 446 meters away. Oh, promising butts, but it chips out the other side. It's sort of been the story of Hungmin-ji's final round. There's not enough birdies to really make a climb. In fact, there has only been one singular birdie today. Yulin lands that just beyond pin high, but there's a lot of speed still. She'll have a very difficult downhill putt. Looking for a birdie that she needs to keep her championship hopes alive.
8. 꽉. 근데 위험해.
그것 때문에 그렇지 너 지금.
어차피 저거 하면 나 등이랑 휘둘리지 못해. 나 살짝 아까운 그러면. 근데 봐봐. 여기 34잖아. 10m가 걸릴 거란 말이지 최대. 그리고 내가 7을.
Very well done, Idayan. Her third birdie since hole 12. She is making a late round charge. Can't count her out of it just yet. Straightens out in the last few feet. And Jabe on with that. Well, 73, the only time this week she finishes over par. And she won with the honor at 16. Starting this well, right of the hole. Here it comes. Great try. Idaeon's tee shots, 358 meters. This par 4, a little bit right, up onto the rough. This is EU lean for par. An important time to check in on the leaderboard. EU lean down to 1 hole. 2 back of Jeremy Bunchant. Idaeon out of nowhere is keeping this interesting right to the bitter end. It's what we love to see through 16. With 17-18 left, she's within 2. Now, of course, Bunchant with 3 to go. 1 more birdie will just about ice it. But we are going down to the wire here in Yojushi. And welcome back. And she won with the first putt in an attempt at a birdie on hole 16. We are 0 for 1 in the group. Kim Na-yeon 2, 130 meters. As she looks down towards the flag on 18. And it tails on in. This is a lovely golf shot. She just needs one more in the final 3 holes, and she can just about kiss the trophy. Short approach, stops just beneath the green and in the rough. Yulin,
예.
hole 54. Kim So-yoon 2. A putt to take her to 3 under par. Nice way to finish the tournament. 2 birdies today, 3 bogeys on the way in. Finishes with a 73 on Sunday. Bunchant blasted past the target zone in the fairway.
지금 눌러주세요. 누르지 마세요.
And Kim Na-yeon 2. Her best round was yesterday. Added a 71 today, and she finishes inside of the top 10. E1 doing their part to ensure that this is not just a fantastic tournament from the sporting perspective, but that they are sharing the game with young and old, free admission for the supporters throughout the week, and lots of charitable activations throughout the tournament as well. It's one of our favorites on the yearly calendar. And the second shot at 18. Sees Chung Soo-hee advance from one patch of fairway to the next. Kim Soo-ji, second 282. Grabs the 5 woods and gives it a big swing. Daeyeon doing some final scouting. Minimum of one more birdie required for her to have any chance. Certainly what she can't afford is to drop a stroke. 3.5 meter putt to save a par. Gives it a lot of room to the inside to start. And it never came back into it. Well, that's another feather in the cap of Jeremy Bunchet, as Daeyeon relinquishes a stroke in what has been a scintillating back nine. Pungmin Ji through 17 now with another par to her name. Chung Soo-hee 116. as the supporters around the green are ready to welcome the group. Yulene was hoping for a little bit of backspin to take her down the valley. She's still waiting for it to come on down. Waves the white flag. You got Young short of the green. Bunjans. Wasn't her signature wedge down, but anything into two-putt par territory is going to be exactly what she needs. Pungmin G on the tee. Hole 54. And last but certainly not least, D-Dayon. Tight grouping amongst the group. In the fairway And that will retire the drivers for them for the round. For the week, likely as well. Iga Young with a little chip. She had been short to start. Not quite enough to the outside right of the hole with that much side break. Well, patient crowd, ready to watch a champion be crowned. They've not been treated to too many birdies, admittedly at 18. Only 10 by my count today. And she won. Moves that from double digits away to maybe 2 meters at most. And Yulene watches this snap left. Look at that significant break from Boonchant, and still that last little action back towards the pin shows you another one of the many examples of just how well she's been reading the greens this week. Kim Soo-ji comes about as close as she can possibly get. One more putt gets her there. Iga Young, that's going to be good enough to save par. This is Ida Yon. Second shot here at the par 5. Going for a big swing. Skips out into the first cut of rough. Jung Soo-hee, it's a nice finish to the tournament. It was certainly filled with so much promise after an opening round 67. Even par in each of the Saturday and Sunday rounds after that. And G1 gets to the finish line at 17. Eileen, what a run. Absolutely sensational performance. She'll be disappointed in how yesterday went when she shot a 1 over 73, but on the balance, she won't be able to complain about too much. It'll be the second time in her career that she finishes in second position. It will likely be the first time that she shares the runner-up. Or pardon me, she does not share the runner-up. Just 4 top 10s in her young KLPGA career prior to this week. She won, has 6 under in her sights. Depending on what Ida Yan finishes with. If there's to be some kind of a dropped shot, Ida Yan could be looking as high as, or pardon me, Han Chi-won could be looking as high as a tie for 4th position. Jeremy Boonchant has bigger aspirations here. Starts the 18th and final hole with a 2-stroke cushion. Doesn't go for the biggest possible club, knowing the bend in the fairway was there. So we are away, ladies and gentlemen. Barring something incredibly unlikely and unforeseen, these will be our final tee shots of this tournament. To bring the house down. Jin Young 2. Pin high, perfectly placed. And the gallery will certainly appreciate that one. Diane, only 88 meters left from 520. Right over the sand. That was a bouncy arrival. Well, what a story. Certainly when you think about where we were 24 hours ago when Jeremy Boonchant, who had not played poorly by any stretch of the imagination, but she seemed like she was on autopilot. Par after par after par. 12 holes we pretty much watched her do consecutively. And then just before we signed off, she got her first of what would become 5 straight birdies, and she never looked back. Bringing that momentum with her into today. She started the round with 3 straight pars, bogeyed the 4th. It was just her 2nd bogey of the entire tournament and was also her last up to this point. Hasn't needed to do much heavy lifting. It's been a much more methodical march to the clubhouse. She's 4 shots away from winning her first on the KLPGA Tour. Lee Young now, her 2nd. Starts to head towards the cart path and will disappear near the shrubs, but it stays in play. We'll just skirt the inner boundary of the fairway and set up for Han Ji-won, an attackable 3rd shot. This is where they're ultimately headed. This is Lee Dae-yeon for a birdie, and 8 under. She would share that mark with Yu Lin. 3 birdies on this back 9. Can she find a 4th? Oh, come on now. Oh, what a remarkable putt. Peng Min-ji's watching along too, thinking, no way.
정말 잘 읽었다.
A 71 for Lee Dae-yeon today. She is a 9-time winner, 3 majors under her belt. She misses out on a 2nd runner-up finish of the year after coming close at the DB Women's Championship a couple of weeks ago. But 3 podiums through the 7 events now that she's participated in is no small feat. And Peng Min-ji, that's not a replay. Well, she'll have to settle for a par as well. Tied for 6th. A season best, and we're going to have to scrub a long way through her past results. I think we'd have to go back to 2024, the 24th Haita Jinro Championship, for a result that would eclipse this one today. She's still got some great golf in those experienced eyes of her. Her last win, the Southern Queens Masters in 2024. That was 19 in her career. And she's the only one from the group to crack the birdie. Hong Jin Young too, 73 today. And with the green cleared, and the green lights lit for Han Chi-won. So essentially, she can score a 7 and be guaranteed more golf. 6 wins it. This is just 3. We're speaking in hypotheticals. It wouldn't shock anyone to see her go on and birdie. Jeremy Boonchant's approach on the fringe and stays there. Chip and a putt or 2 putts might be the prescription to a title. And that leaves Lee Ga-young. She goes closest to the pin. Hard not to think back to Friday and where she was at after 18 holes. Bogey-free round of 66. She fought it yesterday with 3 birdies and 3 bogeys for an even par 72. Started today off in spectacular fashion with a birdie. But only 1 since then and 4 bogeys as well on the journey towards the 18th green. She has really embraced the KLPGA Tour, and Jeremy Boonchant and her group announced their arrival onto the 18th green.
파이널 라운드 마지막 홀 그린에 입장하고 있습니다. 프라이드 참 잘하는 집 소속의 한지원 프로입니다. 하나금융그룹 소속의 짜라위 분짠 프로입니다. NH투자증권 소속의 이가영 프로입니다. 마지막 퍼트만을 남겨둔 프로들에게 뜨거운 박수와 함성 부탁드립니다. 잠시 후 제14회 이원 체리티 오픈 영광의 자리에 오르는 챔피언이 결정됩니다.
This tournament has birthed so many first-time champions. A list over the 13 previous years. Not all necessarily their first titles, but past winners of this tournament. Kim Bo-kyung won the first in 2013. Some tour regulars, Lee Jung-min, Lee Ji-hyun-tu, Lee Da-yeon, and back in 2018. Lee So-young, Chi Han-sol, Chung Yoon-ji, Peng Shin-shil, Pei So-hyun, and of course last year, Park In-young. And in the next 120 seconds, depending on how this putt goes, Jeremy Boonchant. '99 born competitor, the Thai national. Finished second at the KLPGA International Qualifying Tournament in 2024, passed the seeding tournament. And now 2 strokes away from a personal career milestone. Well, she will mark off and awaits her crowning moment.
거기 시작점만이 그거 끝이 다 틀려.
Well, the day began with Han Chi-won, Lee Ga-young, and Lee Da-yeon all tied for second place, 2 strokes back. Fast forward 17 holes. The advantage is still 2. And Han Chi-won with a chance to reclaim that 6-under score, move into a tie for 5th. And finish the tournament with a 72 on Sunday. There she goes. Excellent finish. Avoids a single over par round through 54 holes. Two top 10 LPGA finishes in her career in 2023 and 2024. An Epson Tour champion in 2022. Of course, quite the CV of experience as well for Lee Ga-young. 3 titles in her KLPGA Tour career, born in the same year, 1999. And Lee Ga-young, unfortunately, that's a bit symbolic on how the round went. 66, 72, and 74, the story of her tournament, as she adds another top 10 finish. Certainly wanted more. For Jeremy Boonchant, who earlier this year won the Indonesia Women's Open on the Korean Dream Tour. She has brought her championship pedigree to the KLPGA Tour. And with that putt, has won the 14th E1 Charity Open.
E1 체리티 오픈의 챔피언은 4일간 멋진 플레이를 펼쳤던 짜라위 분장 프로가 차지했습니다. 완벽한 플레이를 보여줬던 짜라위 분장 프로에게 아낌없는 축하의 박수를 부탁드립니다. 진심으로 축하드립니다.
That's the official christening of becoming a KLPGA Tour winner.
잠시 후 우승자 인터뷰가 끝나는 대로 시상식을 진행하겠습니다. 잠시만 기다려주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Even her caddy gets his baptism as well. Colder water bottles than perhaps we expected. Apologies for any of the salty language that was exclaimed in the celebration. Another title for her mantle, Jeremy Boonchant. The first on the senior tour, second in Korea, and she was absolutely and utterly deserving of the honor this week. A bit unexpected, admittedly. If you were just to look at Friday and Friday alone, 69 was a great score. But it wasn't the score. She wasn't really in the conversation until hole number 13 yesterday. And since that point, elevated her game to an esteemed level. And has accomplished something that so few have ever been able to on this tour. The volume of players that come through, it is so incredibly difficult to finish at the top, and it's full marks for Thailand's Jervy Boonchant, the winner of the 14th E1 Charity Open.
Ready? 3-4-3, 5-6-4, 4-3-5, 4-5-5, 4-2-4, 3-4-4. Yeah. Thank you.
It's a week she will certainly remember, and we wonder just what this could do for the rest of her season. Ranked as the 295th golfer in the Rolex World Ranking, she will get a great haul of points for this accomplishment. 10 under adds her name as a new champion. And conquering what had been a very challenging Param club. She made the West Course look very easy very frequently this week.
네. 수고하셨습니다.
Well, what a week it had been. 54 holes means we don't get to spend as much time together, but what it does do is concentrates the excitement into 3 days instead of our normal 4. And a deserving champion, Jervy Boonchant, 10 under par, the only one into the double digits after 54 holes, conquering the 140-player field. Great round for Cho Ayon. She finishes with a 67 to vault herself into the top 10. Kim Min-ju with a 2 under 70 after being an even par, narrowly making the cut, mind you, as we chopped down from 140 to 60 after 2 rounds. Other names that stand out, of course, the defending champion Park Young-kyung struggled in rounds 2 and rounds 3, made the cut, but was not able to compete to properly defend the title. So with that, it's time to say goodbye. We will have another 3-round tournament coming your way this week. It will be played at the Star Hue, the Suyup Bank MBN Ladies Open. Another $1 billion prize pool up for grabs. Chung Yoon-ji, the defending champion of that event. Of course, the Korea Women's Open Golf Championship brought to you by Mercedes-Benz just around the corner as well as we tick into June. But for now and for the rest of the day, we celebrate Jervy Boonchant, our winner this week at Param Club. For all of us at the KLPGA Tour, my name is Adam Jenkins. We will talk to you again soon. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and thank you for your continued support of one of the premier golfing tours around the world. So long.
congrats on your winning today.
Thank you.
So, congrats on your first winning in KLPGA, and tell us about your thoughts about today's game and what's going to mean to you so far in KLPGA right now.
Yeah, this win definitely means a lot to me because I've been working on a lot of parts of my game, and I'm glad that everything come out very well this week. And the most important thing that I've been working on is my mental game, and I think today was a good test. Like, I was able to stay calm, and I'm very proud of myself and my team, and I think it's set a good momentum for this season.
일단은 저 퍼팅 연습을 주로 연습을 많이 했는데 그런 연습들이 오늘 되게 많이 주요했던 것 같고 특히 멘탈성적인 부분에서 저희가 스스로도 많이 단련을 하려고 했는데 그런 부분들이 오늘 좋은 결과로 이끌어졌던 것 같습니다. So in which hole did you think about that? Oh yeah, I made it today. Which hole?
I think it was the last putt on the final round because there were not that many leaderboard out there, and I was just trying to focus on my game, not thinking too much about the result and try to do my best. So it was the last putt that I saw the leaderboard I was leading by two.
솔직히 말하면 아직 결과가 아직 리더보드도 주변에 없고 그래가지고 자기의 성적이 어땠는지 마지막 퍼트까지 몰랐다고 합니다. 그래서 마지막 퍼팅이 들어갔을 때 그때 자기가 우승을 했다는 걸 직감했다고 합니다. I think on the 17th hole you made a V to your caddy. What was the meaning?
I did a V?
A V, like a V posture?
Oh.
V?
No, I think it's just that I hit a very good putt.
그냥
Yeah.
자기가 좋은 퍼팅이 된 것 같다고 해가지고 그런 포스처를 지었다고 합니다. During the game, I mean, throughout your KLPGA career so far, what was the uncomfortable thing that you have struggled right now, or anything?
Like right now?
Right now, yeah.
I think right now I don't have any struggles here. Like, I really enjoy my experience here this year. Like, last year was very new to me, but I kind of get adjusted, and I'm very comfortable this year, and I think I can say that I'm very happy playing golf out here every week.
네, 딱히 뭐 힘든 점은 없고 작년 같은 경우에는 좀 적응 기간이 있어서 좀 그런 점이 있던 것 같은데 올해 같은 경우에는 적응이 다 됐고 즐기면서 하는 게 지금 좋은 결과로 이끌어지는 것 같다고 합니다. So on the fourth hole, you made a bogey, right? And
Yes.
then what do you think about that?
I think I just hit a very long approach shot, and I have a very long putt, and that 3 putt doesn't really come into my mental that much because I know this golf course is very tricky. We just need to be patient and just trust the game, and that's what I was doing.
일단은 뭐 세컨샷도 길었고 퍼팅도 길었고 그런데 그런 부분들이 보기로 됐는데 딱히 그렇게 신경을 썼지 않다고 합니다. 일단 이 골프 코스가 되게 까다로운 코스였고 그런 부분에서 이제 빨리 잊고 다음 홀로 이어갔다는 생각이 좋은 결과로 이끌었다고 합니다. Are you enjoying Korean culture, Korean life, Korean food?
Yes, I do. I love the food here.
한국 음식 너무 좋다고 합니다. Please share your resolution throughout after this year at KLPGA, your plans,
Wait, what?
your resolution.
My year
Yeah.
resolution? Well, at first I was just aiming to keep the card, but now that I get my first win, I would definitely aiming for the second win and more.
일단 애초에 처음에는 시드권을 유지하는 게 목표였는데 오늘 그 목표를 이뤘기 때문에 다음에는 다승을 더 목표로 이끌어가겠다고 합니다. Congrats. Indeed, World Cup.
ขอบคุณค่ะ 감사합니다.
본격적인 시상식에 앞서 최고의 대회를 위해 힘써주신 네 외빈 여러분을 소개하겠습니다. 먼저 주최사인 주식회사 이원 구자용 회장님입니다. 다음은 주관사인 한국여자프로골프협회의 김순희 수석 부회장님께서 함께해 주셨습니다. 마지막으로 페럼클럽의 고문성 대표이사님 참석하셨습니다. 이제 본격적인 시상을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 코스 레코드 시상입니다. 페럼클럽의 코스 레코드는 2015년에 이수그룹 제37회 KLPGA 챔피언십에서 이민영 프로가 2라운드에서 기록한 8언더 64타였습니다. 11년 동안 깨지지 않던 기록인 만큼 이번 대회에서 큰 기대를 모았는데요. 하지만 아쉽게도 이번 대회에서는 새로운 기록이 나오지 않았습니다. 내년을 기약하며 다음 시상으로 넘어가겠습니다. 다음은 특별상인 데일리 베스트에 대한 시상입니다. 시상은 주식회사 이원 구자용 회장님께서 해주시겠습니다. 는 이율린 프로가 6언더 66타를, 2라운드는 짜라위 분잔 프로가 5언더 67타를, 3라운드는 조아연 프로가 4언더 67타를 기록했는데요. 이 중 1라운드 데일리 베스트를 기록한 이율린 프로가 대표로 수상하겠습니다. 각 수상자에게는 상금 100만 원이 수여되겠습니다. 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 다음은 홀인원에 대한 시상입니다. 이번 대회에서는 총 4개의 홀에 모두 홀인원 상품이 걸려 있었는데요. 3번 홀에는 코지마의 안마의자, 8번 홀에는 까르마의 허리가 편안한 매트리스 코쿤 모션 베드, 14번 홀에는 LS 일렉트릭에서 제공하는 스타리아 라운지 인스퍼레이션 LPG 3.5 차량, 16번 홀에는 LS 증권에서 제공하는 그랜저 프리미엄 LPG 3.5 차량이 준비되어 있었습니다. 이번 대회에서는 무려 4번의 홀인원이 발생했는데요. 그 첫 번째 주인공은 1라운드 3번 홀에서 홀인원을 기록한 조아연 프로입니다. 축하드립니다. 시상은 이원의 마스코트 친환경 요정 TT가 진행하겠습니다. 조아연 프로에게 코지마에서 제공하는 뉴에라 CMC A900 안마의자가 전달되겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 다음 행운의 주인공을 만나보겠습니다. 2라운드 8번 홀에서 김서윤 2 프로와 마다솜 프로가 홀인원을 기록하였습니다. 수상은 김서윤 2 프로가 대표로 진행하겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 시상에는 까르마 조우영 이사님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. 까르마에서 제공하는 허리가 편한 매트리스 코쿤 모션 베드가 전달되겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 마지막 행운의 주인공입니다. 2라운드 14번 홀에서 홀인원을 기록한 김우정 프로입니다. 축하드립니다. 시상에는 LS 일렉트릭 최대석 대표이사님께서 수고해 주시겠습니다. LS 일렉트릭에서 제공하는 더 뉴 스타리아 라운지 인스퍼레이션 LPG 3.5 최상위 트림 차량이 전달되겠습니다. 축하드립니다. 그럼 이제 오늘의 주인공 제14회 이원 체리티 오픈 우승자 시상을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 1라운드 69타, 2라운드 67타, 3라운드 70타로 토탈 206타 10언더파로 우승을 차지한 짜라위 분짠 프로입니다. 위너스 카트가 지금 출발하겠습니다. 제14회 이원 체리티 오픈 우승자인 짜라위 분짠 프로가 지금 이원 위너스 카트를 타고 입장하고 있습니다. 이원 친환경 에너지 요정 TT와 함께 입장하고 있는 짜라위 분짠 프로를 아낌없는 환호로 맞아주시길 바랍니다. 짜라위 분짠 프로님은 TT의 손을 잡고 입장을 부탁드립니다. 제14회 이원 체리티 오픈 우승자인 짜라위 분짠 프로에게는 우승 상금 1억 8천만 원과 트로피, 우승 자켓, 우승자 부상이 수여되겠습니다. 먼저 이원 구자용 회장님께서 우승 자켓을 입혀주시겠습니다. 기념 촬영 하시겠습니다. 이어서 대회 우승 트로피를 전달해 주시겠습니다. 다음은 상금 1억 8천만 원에 대한 시상 수표를 전달하시겠습니다. 이어서 우승자 부상인 코지마 안마의자가 수여되겠습니다. 시상해주신 구자용 회장님 감사합니다. 다음은 한국여자프로골프협회 김순희 수석부회장님께서 함께 축하하는 마음으로 꽃목걸이를 전달해 주시겠습니다. 이어서 패럼클럽의 고문성 대표이사님께서 꽃다발 전달이 있겠습니다. 마지막으로 이원의 구자영 회장님께서 친환경 요정인 이원의 TT 인형을 전달하시겠습니다. TT와 함께 기념사진을 촬영하겠습니다.